Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining. It is March 2nd, 2025. This is the best Damn Illini Postgame Show from the people who bring you No One Asked Us. Riding solo today. Logan's on the road traveling, and Illinois won, so I figured I'd come in here, just recap it, give my thoughts, and turn it over to the chat. If there's no one in the chat, I'm going to close it down. So this one's really kind of your show. Get all the particulars out of the way. Like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to try and continue to do these. We're going to try and continue to do these if I don't stumble over my words. As long as the season goes, but we're both busy the next couple of weeks, so don't know. So I thought I'd get in here at least today and get people's thoughts on the win. So this is probably going to be quick. Illinois wins it by 20, 93-73 in Ann Arbor. From about the whole second half, it was Illinois controlled the entire game. It was a 1-point halftime game, and then Illinois caught fire in the second half from three. Went 11 of 23 from three in just the second half, 47.8%. Has to be the best three-point shooting performance maybe of the season. 14 of 37 overall from behind the arc. Kind of came out of nowhere. This team's been shooting the ball so bad, but they right the ship today and get a great 20-point win. Obviously, we talked about last time the Iowa win locked them into the tournament, but this one, at least for the time being, gets you off of that 8-9 line that everyone had Illinois on in their bracketology coming into today. So this should bump them up to a 7. Because I think Illinois, from what I saw, most of them, Illinois was about the top 8 seed. So this should get you into the 7 line. 4 guys in double figures today. Led by Tre White. I thought Tre played absolutely fantastic on both ends of the floor. 19 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 4 from 3, and 11 rebounds. So a double-double from Tre today. And, it was mentioned in the group chat, he was a guy that came down with the sickness. So he might be similar to Tommy. He might be coming off of the sickness and getting back to 100% because this is 3 good games in a row we've got from Tre White. And I was very impressed with Tre today. And then you had Kasparas and Kylan both with 17. I thought Kylan played another really good game, 17 points, 9 boards, 4 assists for him. KJ had 17 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists. So those are your big 3 today. Will also with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. So 4 very, very quality performances today offensively. Looking at the analytics here, I'm assuming they're good. Everyone except for everyone except for Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn had a really good analytic day as well. Double digits in efficiency for Kylan, Will, Tre, KJ, even Ben. And I was going to get to Ben later. Ben was double digits in efficiency and had a really good game score as well. Everyone was positive in the plus minus. KJ was plus 21 in plus minus today. So stats line up with what you're seeing on the final score. Story of the game was the rebounding. Illinois got 19 offensive rebounds. I mean, Michigan themselves got 12, which is a good number to have, but 19 offensive rebounds led to 30 second chance points for Illinois, 43 total boards on the day, 32 for Michigan. That's kind of where the game was won and lost. That and the 3-point shooting. Michigan went 4 of 18 from 3 for 22%. So, just overall, one of the better performances from this team that I've seen since stuff kind of went off the rails back in December, starting with the KJ injury. This was the best all around performance I've seen in a long time from this team. The rotation still is kind of a 6-man rotation. I would call it a 7-man rotation. You've got Kylan, Will, Tomislav, Tre, and KJ starting. Ben did get 9. He had 9 points. Sorry, Ben did get 24 minutes today. Tommy only had 18. He was in a little bit of foul trouble, and he wasn't playing great. And I thought Ben did come around. But you had the 5 starters, Ben, and then Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn and Jake Davis kind of rotate in. The 2 of them combined had 18 minutes. Each had 9. So you're playing about 7 guys consistently about 20 minutes or more. And I think that's going to be the rotation until Merez comes back in. Hopefully that's for the Big Ten tournament. They seem to be optimistic that he will be back for the Big Ten tournament. But we shall see. They really like this cast, this new cast that he's gone on has given him a little bit more a quicker recovery. So there's the stats. Let me get in the chat here. It's going pretty good. Michael, how about that 3-point shooting? That's the team that Brad said they had all season. And I tweeted it early when they started the game 0 of 5 from 3. I tweeted a screenshot of that and the Albert Einstein quote that insanity is doing this same thing over and over and expecting different results. But it corrected itself today. It was great. Yeah, Brandon says Boswell really locked up that 7-footer. Kind of surprised me to start that Kylan was guarding Danny Wolf, but Brad did make the comment in his pregame interviews yesterday that Wolf isn't a traditional 7-footer. That their combo of Golden and Wolf is different than Maryland's with Queen and Reese, because those are two physical bigs. Wolf's not a physical big. He's a 7-foot point guard. And so the Boswell matchup really, it did make sense, and I thought he did really well. And I've said all along, Kylan Boswell's defense is going to make this team go, and I thought he did really well today on the ball. Jay, the bank was open in Ann Arbor. What a difference when you can make the 3-ball. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. 2 banked in threes today. I think KJ even banked in a free throw late in the game. So, yeah, when the shots are falling, you're going to look a lot better. Effort leading to confidence from Kyler. Yeah, I've been impressed the last couple of games, and maybe Brad was right. This came down to this team just wasn't healthy, and when this team is healthy, they prove they can make some noise. So it seems like they're over the sickness. Tommy's over his ankle injury. KJ's been back from a while from his wrist injury. So yeah, this is the team that I think most of us thought we were getting this season. That got all the way up to what's the high? I don't even know what the highest ranking Illinois had this season, but they were top 10 in the net at one point, and then they lost those 4 of 6 or 5 of 7, whatever it was, to fall. But this is two 20-point wins in a row now that you're back to full strength after the embarrassment in New York. So maybe that'll be a good thing. Michael says Purdue needs to be scared. I said after the Iowa game that I thought Illinois could beat Purdue, but not Michigan. So now that they've beaten Michigan, at home, I would not be surprised if Illinois beats Purdue. Michael giving us a rundown of Coach's radio interview. Proud of Duke rebound. I'm assuming he means the response from the Duke loss. I'd agree. I said after it that might come down to be a good thing for us. Quad 1A road win, I think, says Brandon. That is correct. It is a quad 1A win. Michael, born from Coach, told team at half that 10-0 rebounds would win. Talking about the defense. Brandon talking about Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf might be the softest 7-footer I've ever seen. I didn't look at the Michigan stats. So Wolf had 9 points. He only took six shots. He had 5 rebounds, but he had 5 turnovers. Yeah, this was not. Danny Wolf did not have a good game. Kylan is physical. It's probably a different matchup than Wolf's seen most of the season. I don't think many people are putting their point guard on him. 6'3" point guard guarding him. So Boswell had the quickness to keep up with him and keep him from getting to the paint. So definitely a tough game for Wolf. Golden played well, 22 points, 11 of 15 from the floor, and 7 boards in front of his parents. That's all they kept talking about on the broadcast. So he was their only scorer in double figures. No one else had more than 9. They had 3 guys with 9, with Wolf, Donaldson, and Cheddar. Yeah, so Brandon brought it up, so we'll talk about it. Ben played really good. He did. Initially, if you follow me on Twitter, at Craig W. Choate, had some critiques of him because he was 0 of 4 or 5 from 3 when I tweeted it, that he had it wide open 3 in the corner, and he bricked it. And I just took a screenshot and tweeted it and said, if you can't make these, you can't play. With 15 and a half minutes left, it was tied at 41. He missed a three from the close corner. And then less than like a minute later, he banged home a three after he got a steal on the other end. And from then on, he stuck out. I thought he played really, really well offensively and defensively, because when they took Tommy out because he had the foul trouble, they had to put Ben on Golden, and he started fronting Golden. And I think it took Michigan out of a lot of what they wanted to do. They couldn't get their post entries over him. I know he got one steal. I don't think there was one time they did get it over, and Golden got a good layup. But I thought it was a good adjustment by Brad. It had to happen when you don't have Merez, the other post that can guard Golden. You have to front or double, and they obviously weren't going to double. So you had to front. But yes, I thought Ben played really well. He had 9 points, 5 rebounds, only 1 assist, no turnovers, 2 fouls, but he did go 3 of 8 from 3. He made 3 threes late in the second half. Not late in the second half, but in the second half, he made 3 threes. And like I said, his analytics offensively were right up there with the rest of the team. So efficiency, if you've listened to the show, you know efficiency is all the good minus the bad. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, minus missed shots and turnovers. Good minus bad. And he had an 11 in efficiency, which is good. If you get in double digits in efficiency or game score, you had a really good game. And game score is a measure of, it's on a scale of 0 to 40, and he had a 7.8, which is respectable. So, and he was plus 10. I thought Ben played a really good game, so give him some props for responding, because he hasn't had many good games recently. Jay says, finally, Riley in starting lineup here the past couple games. What took so long to me is baffling. For the most part, I think it's just Brad being stubborn. Brad has said since he got here that he doesn't care about starting lineups. It's about, the minute distribution and who wins the game and all that stuff. I think he likes having some experience out there to kind of get the game going. But yeah, obviously it wasn't working. And after you get beat by 43 in prime time in New York City on Fox to Duke, you got to make some changes. And that was one of the changes, and it works. Looking back, yeah, you probably should have done it sooner, but I give him props for doing it, because he doesn't do that very often. And I think it's a good decision. I think they now have the 5 best players starting the game, because Will Riley has come on great the last month or so, 6 weeks. He's probably I don't want to say the most improved, but he's probably the best bucket getter. Like, I can go get my own bucket on this team. KJ used to be something's up with KJ. I know he still scored 17 today, I believe. But his shots off, he did go 3 of 6 from 3. But I think when you need a bucket from an ISO situation, I think it's Will Riley's, and I'm glad he's in the starting lineup now. Oh, Michael said, I guess this is from Coach, that Merez is about to get the cast off, which is a good sign. I know he hasn't been doing a lot of basketball work, according to Coach, but he is able to do some conditioning, so maybe he can get some basketball work in the next couple of weeks and get back for the Big Ten tournament, which would be huge. Yeah, Tommy, also that's a good point to piggyback off that. I hope they aren't rushing Merez back. I hope so too. If it comes to be a game time decision, I would rather them hold him out of the Big Ten tournament because we're already in the tournament, the NCAA tournament. So hold him out of the Big Ten tournament, because it matters, but you don't need it to get in or maybe get a better seed. But NCAA tournament's more important than the Big Ten tournament. So if he's even questionable, I wouldn't play him either. But Mark and Michael. Mark, thanks for hopping in. Finally got rid of the dead weight Logan. Don't say that. Logan's great. We all know that. Logan's great. But Michael responds with, but Craig pisses more people off. I think that's true. I'm not going to argue that whatsoever. Okay, I'm only going to go for a couple more minutes here. So if you have anything else in the chat, any questions, any other thoughts, Get those in there. Last call for it because I'm going to hop off before too long. Let's see if I can do something real quick. So I'm going to see what the Big Ten looks like right now, the Big Ten tournament. So I believe Illinois would be the 7 seed right now. John Lee asking how many games can they win in the Big Ten tournament. So Illinois is they're not going to get the double bye. So they're going to have potentially 4 games. I think Illinois can win 4 games. I think Illinois can beat any team in this conference. I think Illinois can win the Big Ten tournament. So how many games can they win in the Big Ten tournament? As many as they play. That's the simple answer. I believe right now Illinois would be in the 8-9 game. Does that sound right? So they're 7th right now. They have 1 win in hand over Oregon, and they have 1 more loss than UCLA. So they'll fall anywhere from the 6. They'll fall anywhere from the 6 to 8 range. So they will play their first game Thursday. It's just a matter of if it's the first game of Thursday or one of the last 2 for Thursday. But right now, Illinois is anywhere from the 6 to 8 range. I think that's where they'll stick. I don't think you can get any higher, really. Everyone else, other than UCLA, already has 2 losses ahead of you. So you can't catch them. So highest Illinois can go is 6. They could fall all the way to 9, but that's the lowest they could go. So they're anywhere from 6 to 9. So it's going to be either game 1 Thursday or 3 or 4 on Thursday. Either the 6, 7, 8, or 9 is where they're at. Mark's still in here. Odds we get a 7 seed and go against a currently projected 10 seed West Virginia. That would be a matchup, and that is totally something that the NCAA selection committee would do. They say that they don't play to storylines, but I am 100% convinced that they do. So that would be a matchup against Chester Frazier, Sincere Harris, Amani Hansberry. I haven't even been keeping up with them. I know they are right on the bubble. So West Virginia's 17-12. I know they did lose their best player, DeVries. They lost him. Let's see how Sincere and Amani are doing. Amani's playing well. Amani plays 23.5 minutes a game, 9.8 points, 6.4 rebounds. So Amani's playing pretty good. Sincere, he's playing more minutes, 27 minutes, 6.1 rebounds, 6.1 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, also 1.6 steals per game. I'm sure his minutes have gone up since DeVries left, but they've got Javon Small as well, who's one of the best players in the Big 12, so he's their go-to guard. So there's that. That would be a potential 7-10 matchup. I agree, Mark. Okay, I think that's it. I've been on here for about 20 minutes. I feel so awkward doing these shows solo, so I'm not going to ramble on like I like to. I'm just going to get out of here while I still feel like it's been a good show. One more game left this season. Have almost a full week off before then. It is Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern tip at home against Purdue. This Purdue team, I feel like they're struggling. Yeah. So they just broke a 4-game losing streak last night. They beat UCLA by 10 in Mackey. Before that, they had lost at Indiana, at Michigan State, to Wisconsin at home, and at Michigan. So 4 tough losses there for them. And all of them. So Michigan was by 2, Wisconsin was by 10, Michigan State was by 9, and Indiana was by 15. And then they beat UCLA by 10 last night. So they're not playing great, and it is at home. You don't have to go to Mackey. So I do like Illinois' chances going into that game. ESPN gives them a 58.5% chance to win. If Illinois can win this and get to 20, man, after everything this team's gone through and how bad we thought we had it, if you can get to 20 wins, that would be excellent. So yeah, 8:00 Friday night. It is on, I believe, Big Fox. Yeah, on Big Fox, Friday Night Hoops. Let's do it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Craig. I don't know if Logan will be back Friday. I should be available. I think I'll still be in town. If not, then we'll tweet out we won't have a show or something. But again, like, subscribe, share. We're going to try and do these through the postseason. Fingers crossed that the timing works out and we're both available. But for now, that's all.